seems like a lot of Commanders fans are very into what's going to happen with Jayden Daniels' jersey number. He wore number 5 at LSU. Tress Way, the longest tenured player on the team, has been wearing that number for the better part of a decade at this point. And there's some question as to whether or not Daniels is going to get number 5. I was told when I checked in over there that they're not really sure yet what number Jayden Daniels is going to wear and how it's going to go. So I'm just seeing that people seem to care about this a lot, trying to figure out why it's so important and what do you think is going to happen. Peyton is in Ashburn on Grant and Danny. What's up, Peyton?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good, buddy.
Yeah, so I don't think there's a question whether Tress Way would give up the jersey or not. I think that he would. He's that type of guy. I think what comes into play here is that he would, per NFL rules, have to buy the allotment of outstanding Tress Way jerseys out there from all the distributors. That's what happened with Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, we were talking about this. I don't know if you were listening a few minutes ago, but we went through that.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
That's all good,
buddy.
Yeah, 'cause I was going to say, unless DJ Swearinger was back on the team, he could kind of take 36. That's what Tress Way had previously. So if they're willing to do it.
Is that what Tress wore at Oklahoma? Was 36?
Yeah, he wore 36 at Oklahoma, and he wore 30 in high school. So.
That's fine.
Great Tress Way jersey knowledge by you, sir, by the way.
But he's been down the rabbit hole.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, this is happening with the fans. They're like, well, what would Tress change to? Let's see what he wore in high school. Let's see what he wore in college. It's a good phone call. Thank you. And that is one of the sticking points. Here's what I don't know. And this is not a knock on Tress, who's my guy, because, my little guy at home has a number 5 Way jersey, right? Like, people have Tress Way jerseys. I don't get the sense that there are enough Tress Way jerseys in circulation, a la Kyle Pitts, where you're paying $500,000. And for the record, that wouldn't be on Tress Way to do. If I'm giving you my number, you pay for those jerseys. So in other words, Kyle Pitts told Kirk Cousins, no problem, here's the bill, and here's what I'm charging for the number if I'm going to do that. It turns out Pitts wasn't going to. But let's say Tress wants, I don't know, $500,000. He could also just take nothing. But he could say, you got to pay for all the 5s. Also, it's one of the bad spots when you put, when you ask someone that you're putting them in. We talked about this with Joe Theismann a little bit. Do you really think Tress wants a new number? He's had one number his whole career. He's got people that wear his jersey. He's kind of synonymous with a number. Like there is a relationship between a player and their number. People have written a lot about this. He'd probably prefer to just keep 5. But if Jayden asks him, are you going to say no? Do you look good if you say no to the new franchise quarterback? It's just not a great spot to put him in, albeit very normal and not that big of a deal. I'm not saying I know Jayden Daniels would be a bad guy to do it. It's a very normal sports thing. It's just awkward.
Well, the thing I faulted the team for, and the organization for more directly over the years, was forcing the legend to have to come and answer the question. Like, that was my hugest problem with the Haskins Theismann number 7 situation is, why does Joe Theismann have to answer that question? That's not fair to him because it puts him in a bad spot. If he says no, then, he's the bully, he's the jerk, or he's saying, no, this guy's not going to live up to my legacy. That's an uncomfortable spot to be in. This semi-formal, retired but not retired jersey thing, no one's going to wear, 28. But if somebody wants to, because they always have, they got to call Darryl Green. That's wrong. Don't do that. Ownership of this. This is a different situation, though.
Let's go to Ricky in Alexandria on Grant and Danny. What's up, Ricky? How are you?
Hey, guys. First-time caller.
Appreciate you.
First.
Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
First of all, he's going to give up the number. He's going to make sure that kid get around everywhere. He's going to be that kid's concierge for at least 2 weeks.
Wait, he's going to be his concierge?
Yes. Well, that kid needs, Tress Way going to go get it.
Well, but he's giving up the number. I don't understand.
Yeah, he's gonna give up the number. And he don't have a choice but to give up the number.
And then Jayden Daniels is going to wait on him hand and foot, basically?
No, he's going the other way. He's saying Tress Way then waits on him. So I don't know how many deals you've been a part of.
It seems like a bad deal for Tress Way.
When I'm giving you
He's
something,
I don't. Quarterback.
What?
He's the franchise quarterback.
Agreed, but he hasn't done anything in the league yet. So that I don't know if you've been in many NFL locker rooms, but being awesome at LSU doesn't really move the needle for the veterans in the locker room.
I agree with that. But he's the Heisman Trophy winner. He what we need. So Tress Way give up. He's a punter.
That is true. Look, that is a good counter.
I do think that there is like a group out there, and if you're not a part of this fan base or even like in the DC area, you would laugh at this. You go, really? The Heisman, and this guy's coming from that perspective. Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, number 2 overall, keys to the kingdom, face of the franchise, CEO of the outfit, punter. Who gets the number? A little more complicated than that, I would say here. But I want to go back to the fact that I think Tress Way would absolutely give up the number, even if he doesn't want to. That, to me, that really isn't a question. I don't think Jayden Daniels is going to go, I want 5, and Tress is going to go, no, I'll keep it. I don't think that's the outcome. I do wonder what would he ask for? Or would he charge him? Or would he just be cool and be like, oh, it's yours, no problem, buddy? Because as we talked about, there's not really another number option other than him doing something super awkward. Darius, can we confirm punters can wear any number they want in the NFL? Are there any punters who wear super weird numbers? I know some guys are up to up to the teens. I remember Hunter, the punter, wore like 17 or something.
Yeah, I'll have to check. Give me a second. I'll look through. But I know Tress wore 36 in college.
Yeah, so that's what the caller was saying. 36 in college, 30 in high school. Dave in Fairfax, what's up?
What's up, guys? I think that Tress is going to give up the jersey number, and I think the other thing to consider is that Jayden wore 5 in high school and college. It's not like he wore a different number in high school than he did in college. And I also just think that a double-digit number would look weird on him, given how skinny and slender he is. I can't see him wearing 10 or 12.
See, I kind of go the other way. I think a double-digit number might be better on him. It's like wearing a big coat.
That's right.
It's
like wearing a puffy coat.
Yeah, it used to be they made the jerseys, based on the numbers. So 1 was the smallest, and 99 was the biggest. So maybe we go bigger numbers, and you can't really see the rib guard as much. I don't know. Number 17 might work on him.
The big 5, I think looks right on him. Looking back at that LSU jersey.
Oh, it's a great looking number. Totally.
So I'm wondering.
Also, remember, I said this a couple times last week. The reason he wears 5 is he is a massive Donovan McNabb fan. That was the guy he idolized and emulated, and he wanted to get to the league and follow in his footsteps. So I would imagine it'd be important to him. Now, the fact that he wore 5 in high school and in college is cool. It doesn't just mean you get to wear it in the NFL. But again, you're talking about the quarterback making a call to the very popular and very kind.
Very popular.
Punter. The punter probably says, hey, man, no problem. But the way that it is viewed within the confines of an organization generally is it's up to Tress, man. 10 years of this number.
Mm-hmm.
He's put in the time, the energy, the effort, the sweat, the tears, the blood.
What would you do if you were Tress? How would you handle it?
I would not reach out to him to offer him the number because I don't know that he wants it. Just because a bunch of people on Twitter say he wants 5, I would wait until he came to me. I'd be a little disappointed if someone with the team came to me and was like, Jayden wants 5.
That's adorable that he wants that. Let him talk to
my
me.
number.
Yeah.
We're teammates now.
The way I would think about it.
Let me just finish real quick. If he came to me and said, I want 5, I'd give him 5 if I was Tress.
So the way I would do it is whatever charity I was involved in, whatever interest that I've got, I would go, you owe me X number of hours, appearances, donations or whatever towards that. Because that's going to really further my cause way more, with all due respect to our guy Tress Way, than I can.
Love that. Here are 4 dates of my events for the rest of this year that matter the most. I will see you at those. And here is number 5. I think that's excellent. Fred's in Quantico. What's going on? How are you?
Hey, Grant, Danny. How you guys doing?
Good, buddy.
Good.
Oh, hey, I certainly agree. I've been hearing the same chatter about the number. I do believe Tress Way is a guy that, because he's so honorable and upstanding team player, that he would be a person that, if asked for the number, he would give it up. However, I get that he's been on the team for 10 years, and I would say that Daniels is considered the face of the franchise, while Tress Way is considered the foot of the franchise. And understanding that Daniels, as you mentioned earlier, Grant, will have a new contract or be in a contract year 5, it's highly unlikely that Tress Way will even be on the team when it's time for Daniels to get a new contract. I'll just add one last thing. On April 1st, I ordered the Jayden Daniels number 5 Commanders.
Oh, you're getting
jersey.
thrown out of court. You're biased. You just need your jersey to be the right number, Fred.
No, I'm just telling you, in 5 years, Tress Way probably won't even be on the team. Daniels will have the number 5 jersey one way or another, but I would hope that he would go to him and ask for it, as you mentioned, and not go through any other intermediary
just do the
to
right
make it
thing
happen.
if you're the kid, right? Thanks, Fred. I appreciate the call. I know Danny does as well. But just here's your chance to be a pro. Calling my teammate up and going, hey, man, I want number 5, bro. Because I will say, I know that the fact that it's a punter, everyone's making jokes. Typically, a rookie doesn't do that. You know, it's not like the Haskins Joe Theismann thing was a big deal for that reason. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I wouldn't do it, but I'm not saying it's like a bad thing or we need to judge a guy. But when you get drafted as a kid, it's like an earn your stripes thing. Most of the time, if there's a veteran who's been there as many years as Tress Way, you're just not getting the number. You shouldn't ask for the number. Before you show up and play a down, you're going to call the dude that's put in 10 years in the league that's tenured and go, hey, man, I want your number. Like, that's kind of an unwritten rule thing. Now, this is different because it's the face of the franchise, quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, and the punter, lovingly. Like, I don't like calling Tress that. He's more than that. We all know it. He's been the MVP of this team. Put some damn respect on his name, okay? But you get what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
If this was Terry McLaurin, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Sorry, dude, you can't wear 17.
Well, we'd go, hey, if we want to work it out, it's going to take a considerable amount.
No, I'm saying
right?
if he was number 17, he would not be getting the number. That Terry McLaurin has earned that. That's his number. He's not changing numbers for you. He's a star player. Now, if you want to say, well, Tress Way's not that, my point is, okay, because it's a punter, it might be different. But if we're talking about one of the most respected veterans, longest tenured players on the team, a rookie quarterback, I don't care if it's Andrew Luck or anybody, like, you're not taking the number off the back of the guy who was one of the leaders in the locker room, has been a captain for years. This is a little bit different, and that's why it's kind of a fun conversation. Did you look up what we were talking about?
I did. So the only active punter in the league with a number that's not between 1 and 19 is Ethan Evans of the Los Angeles Rams. He wears number 42. So that does confirm that you can wear awkward numbers as punter.
I don't know that guy. He can kick rocks wearing 42.
He had 63 punts last year, so he is their legitimate starting punter.
He can kick. I mean, 42, Danny?
Sure.
Ethan what? Evans? I'm sure, by the way. Get a real number, Ethan.
Heath Evans, the former fullback? Ethan?
Yeah. He should be.
Allen?
He's wearing a 42. Heath Evans wore?
Tressler.
Heath Evans wore?
A number?
Looking for 44.
44?
Looking for 44.